In March 2013, a London banker taps on an ad for adult videos. Suddenly, his display fills with police emblems warning of illicit material. The webcam switches on, capturing his image beside the charges. He faces a demand: fork over 400 pounds or get labeled a sex criminal. Panic-stricken at the thought of ruin, he complies right away. Yet he's merely the 4,247th target that day. Spanning 20 nations, this ransomware strikes 10,000 machines hourly. Come month's close, 70,000 victims will cough up cash. The culprit behind it all? Not some Russian syndicate or North Korean operatives. Rather, it's Zane Kaiser, a 19-year-old college dropout still crashing at his folks' place in Barking. He's infiltrated the ad platforms of Google, Pornhub, and Yahoo to unleash his payload. Attempts by ad firms to block him trigger DDoS, assaults on their systems, draining millions in damages. And when authorities storm his room, they uncover details that chill them to the core. What allowed a teen washout to turn online ads into a weapon? And how did the big tech players fail to halt him? Zane Kaiser hunches over a Dell laptop in the semi-detached home at 47 Ripple Road, Barking. September 2012 marks the moment. The 18-year-old has bailed on Roehampton University's computer science course after bombing his freshman exams. As his old peers head back to lectures, Zane dives into hacker boards, logging in as KG. One pinned discussion grabs his attention. Reviton ransomware, promising $10,000 a week. It outlines a fresh fraud rippling through Europe. Malware posing as cops, extorting fees for supposed taboo views. While most dismiss it as shady dealings, Zane spots a goldmine opportunity. He pings the poster's author, a Russian coder called Slavik from Krasnodar. Slavik's team has honed the ransomware to perfection, but can't scale delivery past Russian adult sites. They're hunting for a fluent English speaker versed in Western ad ecosystems. Zane pitches a collab in clunky, machine-translated Russian. He'll manage legit ad network dispersal if they supply the back-end tech. Music details of Zane's exact words remain murky, but in under 3 days, Slavik hands over admin rights to their Angler exploit kit server, a $43,000 underground tool spotting, and breaching 37 browser flaws. The Russians handle malware upkeep. Zane ensures it reaches marks. Profits split even at 50-50. Zane sets up his initial front, Punch Media Limited, via a phony passport snagged for £800 from a Birmingham counterfeiter. It bears his picture but renames him Amar Singh, with a bogus Hounslow address. At Barclays, he launches a corporate account, seeding it with £5,000 loaned from his uncle, framed as seed money for a web dev venture, and polishes his outreach email. October 3, 2012. He blasts the same note to 47 Addy outfits. Punch Media wants premium slots on entertainment pages, with a modest £50,000 monthly spend. Attached, a slick site he whipped up in 4 hours, plus a forged company's house ID. Traffic Junkie, the web's #2 adult ad broker, bites back in 6 hours flat. They oversee placements for Pornhub, RedTube, and YouPorn, portals pulling in 4.4 billion monthly hits combined. Zane books a Skype chat with their rep for dawn the next day. He drills his spiel, deepening his tone to age himself up, reciting ad lingo cribbed from blogs. The session clocks 14 minutes. Approval comes instantly. They hook him up with a personal handler, music, and toss in a 15% prepay perk. Zane transfers £10,000 that very afternoon. By October 17, 2012, Zane deploys his debut toxic banner, a 728 by 90 pixel box, touting gratis HD clips. Embedded is a stealth iframe running JavaScript to shunt clicks to Slavic's Angler hub. He times the push for Pornhub's graveyard shift, midnight to 6 a.m. Greenwich Mean Time, aiming at UK, US, Canadian, and Aussie web surfers. Geofencing ups the cost, but those spots yield top payout odds. He budgets £500 for night 1, good for 2 million impressions. Fingers trembling, he hits go on the campaign. It activates. 2 minutes in, the Angler panel logs its initial hit. Some IE8 on XP user in Birmingham falls prey. 5 minutes on, that victim wires £400 via Ucash. Zane's share, £200 in 7 minutes. At daybreak, 1,847 folks have hit the trap. 89 pony up. His take for the 6-hour shift, £17,800. Zane texts Slavic, "This is gonna make us loaded." Yet could a young teen keep running this scheme without drawing eyes? And what unfolds once the ad platforms uncover his true product? On that note of spotting real worth, Zane dropped out of computer science after just a single year. The kicker? It wasn't the coding itself that tripped him up. No, he bailed because standard CS classes are mind-numbingly dull, and disengaged students just walk away. That's precisely the reason I've turned to boot.dev. Truth be told, it's the most engaging method I've discovered for mastering back-end coding. This isn't some scripted pitch. I've been powering through their Python and SQL modules, and they've gamified everything brilliantly. You rack up XP, advanced levels, battle bosses, all while crafting real deployable code. Imagine if Zane channeled his forum hacking vibe into legit pursuits. They recently rolled out the training grounds for endless drill challenges. And Boots, the AI bear sorcerer, grasps the complete scope of your lessons. So, it mentors you properly rather than spoon-feeding solutions. Back-end devs pull in a median salary north of $100,000. Boot.dev gets you from newbie to job-ready via practical projects, skipping the fluff. All the materials free to browse. A paid sub opens up the interactive bits, tracking, and that addictive game overlay to hook you. Head over to boot.dev and enter code BLACK files for 25% off your full first year. With their 30-day money-back guarantee, it's zero risk. Returning to Zane now. While honest programmers forge solid paths, he's on the verge of finding out that ad networks deploy anti-fraud tech built to snag setups like his. The cash rolls in quicker than he can clean it. Come December 2012, his anger control panel displays 400,000 infections nailed in 20 nations. That's a 4.8% payment rate, stellar for any digital venture. The ransomware shifts forms like a shapeshifter. U.S. targets get FBI seals and money pack demands. Folks in Germany confront BKA, alerts pushing PaySafe card. Japanese users meet national police emblems calling for Bitcash. Every tailored edition pulls from that nation's genuine penal codes, lawsuit IDs, and even actual judge names. Slavic's coders harvested these details off official sites, rendering the scares eerily believable. A French variant throws in a bogus countdown to inevitable charges. That mind game boosts payouts by 31%. The code's execution is razor sharp. When someone hits Pornhub around 1 a.m., Zane's hidden iframe pops quicker than the video itself, averaging 43 milliseconds. The Angler tool scans their setup like a doc running diagnostics. Browser type, plugin list, OS updates. It holds a log of 1,200 exploits, refreshed every day by Slavic's squad dissecting Microsoft and Adobe patch notes. Spotting an outdated flash, it unleashes the payload. The user stays clueless. Their display just locks up, then floods with the ransomware's claims. The cam activation is fake, a still pic. but the marks buy it. Traffic Junkie picks up weird patterns by January 2013. Their scam filters tag Punch Media's ads for odd patterns, like clicks without site returns. The crew shoots Zane an email seeking details. He fires back in moments with a 2,000-word breakdown on awareness drives and top-of-funnel tactics. Buried in jargon swiped from marketing week pieces, he slips in phony stats on rising brand impact. And with the firm swamped and chasing Q4 goals, they greenlight the account as a top verified spender. If you're smashing that like button on this feed, you're outpacing these platforms already. Knowing the tricks shields you from ending up the next mark. The hustle explodes past Zane's boldest estimates. He spins up 12 additional fake firms: Dynamic Media Solutions, Crystal Advertising, Phoenix Digital Marketing. Each runs on distinct bogus papers, separate accounts at Barclays, HSBC, and Lloyd's, plus stand-in execs, music. All Zane in assorted get-ups for the ID shots. He recruits 2 cash runners via neighborhood Bitcoin boards, college kids assuming it's e-com payouts. They swap victim funds from Ucash, MoneyPack, and PaySafeCard into BTC, skimming music, a 5% cut. The crypto tumbles through 6 tumblers before landing in bags run by Zane and Slavic's group. By March 2013, they're handling 45,000 pounds each day. Zane's life flips upside down in an instant. The kid who once scraped by without money for college books now sports a Rolex Submariner worth 8,000 pounds. He rents a sleek white BMW M4 at 1,200 pounds a month, claiming to his folks it's borrowed from a buddy. His room piles up with deliveries from Harrods and Selfridges. High-end outfits he hardly dares to sport lest they draw too much attention. He splurges on first-class tickets to spots like Dubai, Amsterdam, and Barcelona, jetting solo each time and shelling out in cash. Records from hotels reveal he dropped 67,000 pounds on a 2-week getaway at the Burj Al Arab. Pals figure he's either struck lottery gold or dipped into dealing. Yet the reality proves far more profitable and perilous than they could guess. How much longer can a teen parade such extravagance before folks start probing the source? And what music unfolds when ransomware targets decide to resist rather than fork over cash? Come April 2014, Chad Wilkins, the freshly appointed security chief at Traffic Junkie, stumbles upon a chilling discovery. Digging into gripes from users, he follows a trail of redirects from Punch Media's promotions to a particular IP flagged in 16 threat intel feeds as the control server for an Angler exploit kit. Reviewing Punch Media's transaction logs, he uncovers 847,000 pounds wired out across 18 months, all of it bankrolling malware spread. Chad wastes no time. He freezes the account and tips off authorities right away. Zane's mobile lights up with the shutdown notice at 3:17 p.m. Just 2 minutes later, at 3:19, he's firing off a reply that will linger in Chad's nightmares for years. Undo this call within 24 hours, or I'll dismantle your entire operation. Retribution strikes Traffic Junkie's systems 16 hours on. 400 gigabits per second of garbage data surges in, potent enough to topple Netflix, overwhelming their setup. The content network buckles. Pornhub blacks out. Millions across the globe lose access to the platform. Each minute offline drains 8,000 pounds from Traffic Junkie's ad earnings. Chad's line won't stop ringing. Furious bosses, frantic techies, baffled clients. The onslaught drags on for 72 hours, racking up 726,000 pounds in total havoc. A follow-up message from Zane lands soon after. Consider that a heads up. Reinstate my account, or the following strike will be irreversible. Chad confronts a brutal dilemma: greenlight a crook or see his firm go up in flames. Traffic junkie folds. They discreetly bring Punch Media back online, but with safeguards, capped budgets, hands-on ad vetting. Though Zane's shifted gears by then, he's firing up drives across 15 rival platforms at once: ExoClick, Ad Exchanger, Juicy Ads, Pop Ads. When Pop Ads boots him in May 2014, he strikes back via spear phishing on their CEO's inbox, blasting child exploitation content to every contact in the book from the exec's own account. Marcus Webb, the CEO, fields death wishes from partners convinced he's a predator. His standing takes a hit it never quite shakes off. Once Ad Exchanger shuts down Zane's efforts, he punches through via SQL injection in their payment portal, snagging card info from 50,000 advertisers. He skips using them, instead forwarding proof shots to Ad Exchanger's execs with a stark ultimatum. Meanwhile, some 3,400 miles off in Washington, D.C., FBI Special Agent Jennifer Martinez pulls together Operation Shrouded Horizon, a global squad zeroing in on ransomware rings. Her squad draws from Secret Service and DEA pros, tracing fund trails, Europol, and key input from the UK's National Crime Agency. They've had eyes on Russian-speaking boards where Slavic's outfit lurks. Back in March 2014, they nabbed Slavic's cousin in Miami with a laptop holding Angler codebase. Grilled, he spills comms logs with a contact dubbed King, an English-fluent operator managing Western zones. Those logs tie to crypto wallets that chain analysis pins to UK exchanges. The NCA's cyber unit grabs the domestic probe. Detective Inspector Paul Stevens secures warrants on those exchanges, unearthing account owner Amar Singh, whose IP leads to 47 Ripple Road in Barking. Surveillance kicks off April 28, 2014. Operatives snap pics of Zane coming and going, aligning his features with passport pics under Zane Kaiser and Amar Singh. They snag his phone metadata, spotting links to established money launderers and darknet sellers. On May 15, 2014, plainclothes cops, masquerading as flush crooks, hit up Zane at a Bitcoin machine in Shoreditch, pitching a 100,000-pound crypto buy. He jumps at it, handing over wire info without a blink. The snare tightens. At 4:47 a.m. on July 9, 2014, Zane jolts awake as his bedroom door bursts inward. 8 NCA officers charge through, pinning him down before he grabs his laptop. Detective Stevens spots the MacBook Pro still open, a fluke given Zane's 60-second idle auto-encrypt setup. The display holds 3 panes, his Barclays business account, sitting at £367,000. A cryptocurrency trading window displays 427 BTC, valued at £170,000 back in 2014, though that stash could balloon to £42 million by 2025. Even worse, there's an administrator dashboard for Dynamic Media Solutions, signed into Traffic Junkie. They haul him in on charges of fraud, money laundering, and breaches of the Computer Misuse Act. Riding in the squad car, Zane tosses out a single plea: "Mind letting my folks know I was just peddling drugs?" Yet why on earth would battle-tested investigators indulge a 20-year-old digital outlaw with any such favors? And how does a guy nabbed in the act dodge real consequences for another 4 years? That MacBook Pro turns into a war zone of its own. An NCA forensics expert uncovers Zane's setup, the device layered like a classic Russian Matryoshka doll of security. The primary hard drive operates on Mac OS, protected by FileVault 2. Music nested within a virtual machine boots Ubuntu Linux secured by LUKS encryption. Deeper still, another VM launches Tails, the privacy-focused live OS built to erase all footprints. Encrypted vaults within conceal the real incriminating files. Unlocking each level demands unique passcodes. Absent those, the info is as good as gone. Zane stonewalls on handing over the keys, insisting the pressure has wiped them from his mind. Under UK regulations, officials can jail music, those refusing to unlock gadgets. But Zane's attorney counters that his client's autism spectrum condition makes recalling intricate codes impossible amid panic attacks. As the tech team wrestles with the machine, Zane secures £50, 000 bail, and heads back home under tight restrictions. Zero online connectivity, required daily visits to the station, music, and his passport handed over. He breaks every rule right away. Via a secret phone he'd snagged pre-bust, he pings Slavic on Telegram, compromised. Wipe it all. Slavic's team pulls the plug on their full network, torching servers across Russia, Romania, and the Netherlands. Profits hit 12 million. Vanish now. Zane then taps into reserve crypto holdings via memorized seed phrases, shifting 2,000 Bitcoin to fresh wallets. At mid-2014 rates, that's £800,000. The cops won't see a dime. Come September 2014, a key slip-up surfaces. The specialist spots Zane reused his MacBook login password for the iPhone backup on the device. K1G dollar swirled, 2012. That cracks the outer shell, exposing web browsing records, email trails, and, most vitally, a password vault holding logins for the rest. The cyber rampart collapses. Digging in, the team unearths 3,847 pages of messages with Slavic's group, full of Zane boasting about targeted ransomware strikes. Captured images reveal Angler's control interface monitoring 70 million breach attempts. Out of those, 4.4 million infections landed, netting £4.1 million in payoffs. A ledger outlines transfers to cash mules, BTC tumblers, and the guy faking IDs. One directory, music, holds 147 menacing messages Zane fired off to firms, music that blocked his promotions. The Crown Prosecution Service spends 2 years crafting an ironclad indictment, sifting through all transfers, victim reports, and music scraps of programming. They trace harm to folks in 20 nations, but zero in on 700 UK residents ready to take the stand. Indictments drop in 2017 with 11 offenses: blackmail, false pretense fraud, laundering funds, handling illicit gains, illegal system entry, disrupting tech functions, holding fraud tools, threats to wreck assets, and death threats. Full conviction could mean 45 years behind bars. Zane's court date lands in February 2018. But then he pulls his last trick. Just before proceedings, he tries ending it all with pills and winds up in Goodme's Hospital's psych ward. Doctors label him with intense depression, severe anxiety, and autism, music spectrum issues. The hearing gets delayed. During what should be recovery, workers bust him in the facility's computer room, using Tor to hit local Bitcoin spots and offload £300,000 in digital coin. He's also reaching out to a contact in Pakistan about buying diplomatic cover via citizenship sales from a Caribbean outpost. They yank his tech rights. 2 weeks on, they nab him again with a contraband phone. Still scheming, no more leeway this round. By December 2018, the prosecution dangles a bargain. Admit everything, aid probes into Slavic's outfit, and get a lighter term. Zane takes it, facing the mountain of proof. On April 9, 2019, he faces Judge Timothy Lamb in Kingston Crown Court. Prosecutor Kevin Barry brands him Britain's biggest cyber felon, to ever hit the docket. Defense counsel James Scobie paints him as a fragile youth exploited by seasoned Russian operators. Judge Lamb rejects the tale outright. You served as the West's branch of this syndicate. Your involvement was essential to its success. The verdict couldn't be more straightforward. 6 years and 5 months behind bars. Zane remains expressionless as the guards lead him away to his cell. Zane Kaiser walked free on parole in 2021, having completed just half of his term. Restrictions bar him from encryption tools, dark websites, or owning multiple cell phones. He couldn't exit the United Kingdom before mid-2025. Victims worldwide failed to reclaim their lost funds. That banker we met at the start still anxiously monitors his webcam light, taping it over whenever he's not using it. He's kept the events of that evening completely to himself. Countless millions endure the identical hidden embarrassment. It all traces back to a single school dropout who turned music ads, the web's safest haven, into a tool of destruction. The teen who dubbed himself King demonstrated that shattering the internet requires no music expertise, only the boldness to prey on the platforms we all rely on without question. Yet Zane wasn't the sole adolescent evading authorities with ease. As he raked in millions via phony police alerts, a different prodigy pulled off an even bolder stunt, conning the real FBI. Meet Maxim Popov, the Ukrainian whiz who peddled bogus cyber intel to the Bureau for $150,000, posed as their prime asset, and then funneled their cash right back into his own cyber schemes. Tap the link to uncover how a 20-year-old duped the nation's elite sleuths into bankrolling his breach. And a massive shout-out to boot.dev for backing this episode. Eager to pick up coding in an enjoyable style? Head to the description below for the link.